If you can't explain something in simple language, that means you don't really understand it. So today I have a special guest. I have my 8-year-old daughter, and we're going to discuss a complex topic. We're going to talk about house flipping. What does an 8-year-old know about house flipping anyway? We're about to find out. What happened is that she read this book, Seven-Figure Flipping Underground, and let me tell you how we got to this. So a couple of weeks ago, my daughter's school had a fundraising event. For every minute that she reads, we donate money to the school. And she's doing great with books appropriate to her age, but I wanted to challenge her. I wanted to be like, what if she could read something that would be helpful for her in the long run? What if I could set her up for success at this young age? I reached out to a couple of authors that I have in my network, and I said, how would you like my daughter to read your book? So I have the author of this book, Bill Allen, reach out to me and said, I would love for her to read my book. So how long did you read? For the past week? 1 week? 2 weeks?
I think it was 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so for the past 2-3 weeks, she's been reading this book, and I'm about to quiz her on what it means to flip a house, what the process is, and how she understands it. So if you're new to flipping houses, and let's see if maybe this explanation is better. So let's get it started. Eva, how was it reading the book for you? Was it difficult?
It was actually pretty easy, but there were some parts I didn't know. So one of the parts I didn't quite understand is how can you flip 100 houses for 1 year? I don't understand how they would do that for the process, but
okay.
But other than that, this book's really exciting. I feel like that everybody should read this book. It's just so much. I can't even explain it. That's how good it is.
Do you think a lot of 8-year-olds know about house flipping?
No, I think I might be the only one out of this entire world who might know.
Okay.
But you never know. Sometimes the world surprises you.
Of course. Okay. What do you think? What do kids your age usually like to read?
So they like to read fantasy books, a dog man, anything like that. It's cartoonish stuff. Sometimes realistic, but
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a person who is super famous for reading people's books.
Okay. Why? How is that going to help you?
Because I believe that, actually, my family actually gave this idea to me, which shout out to my mom and dad, Andrei Kutsky and Valentina Brega. Shout out to them for giving me this awesome idea for what I want to be.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the Seven-Figure Flipping Underground. Right? Okay. So first of all, what is flipping a house? What does that even mean?
So flipping a house is pretty much where there is a house, a distressed property, which that means a property that's in bad shape or a house that's in bad shape. And you want to try to fix up that house, and then you want to sell it on the full price.
So sell it at market value.
Yes.
So do you have to buy the house at a market value as well, or how do you buy the house?
No. Best off a discount. 50% or less. If it's too much, then that might be big of a house to work on. Too much on for a week, I would say.
Okay, so who would ever sell their house at a discount? What types of houses sell at a discount?
Number one, we have distressed houses, #properties, which means there might be electricity difficulties, water damage, fire damage, taxes that they didn't pay, and so they're starting to lose the house, and then, like that.
But what if the house is in good shape? Can it still be sold at a discount? Why? In what situation?
Pretty much it's going to be a distressed seller. Let's say that they got divorced, for example. They're trying to cover up the paying, the bills. And so they're trying to sell their house at a discount to maybe just pay their bills.
What other situations can you think of distressed sellers?
Whenever somebody died and then you trying to pay the taxes for the funeral and all this stuff. Also on wedding days, especially.
Okay, well, what happens on wedding days?
Because sometimes on wedding days, you might get overboard with your money and then you might lose a lot of it.
Okay,
and
got
you gotta pay.
Got it. Okay. So distressed sellers could be, maybe they inherited this property and they have nothing to do with that. Maybe, like you said, they might be going through divorce, or they may have medical bills to cover, right? So there's a lot of, or maybe they have financial difficulties, they need money, and the house is a good asset for them to sell, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what a couple of mistakes that people, or a couple of misconceptions people have about buying a house, like flipping a house. What are some of the warnings that Mr. Bill Allen is talking about?
So number one, don't find a house too big.
Okay, why is that?
Because sometimes if you find a house that is too big, then you might actually go over due date since it's such a big house. And if it's too small, then you might get finished up with it really quick, and that could not also be good. It could also lead to being in the market for long because you might have forgot some things.
Mm-hmm.
But I would choose the kind of middle houses, since they are half big, half small. They're not too bad. They're pretty much the perfect size to work in. You don't forget anything. You can add some finishing details if you want. And then I just think, in my opinion, it's a perfect kind.
So what would be the number of bathrooms and bedrooms that the house would have?
I would like 4 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms, because if you have a family of 4, then you would like to have 3 bedrooms, and maybe the last one could be a guest room.
Okay, understood. Okay, so tell me, let's talk about the process of how you flip a house. Let's say I am new to flipping. I've never flipped a house in my life. What do you think I should start with? Like, what should I start looking at?
Number one, you have to find the properties and engage with the owner.
Okay, so I've never flipped a house in my life. What do you think I should start?
So where you have to start, number one, is figure out what market that you're in. For example, you can be in a market, or you can be in the county websites that will show you all the distressed properties.
Okay, and then what do I do with that?
When you find a distressed property, try to contact the owner.
Okay.
When you find it.
So I decide what market I want to be in. I find the list of distressed properties in that market, and then I need to contact the owner. How do I do that?
First, you got to skip trace with them.
What does that mean?
Skip trace is like something where you can do things like you have to find the phone number, email address.
Okay. I call the homeowner. What do I say on the phone?
What I would suggest that you would like to say is that you would try to negotiate with the person, try to gain their trust, and then if they don't know what to sell the house price at, you can maybe put in some humor in there. Like, you don't know what the house price is? How much do you want for it? 100? 1 million?
What do you think they will say to that?
Maybe they would. I think that most of them would say yes to the million one.
Yeah. Will they say yes to 100?
No.
No. So why? How is that humor? What would you sell the house for? 100? They will probably be like, what? No, get out of here. Okay, 1 million? They'll be like, nah, it's not worth 1 million. Okay, well, what do you think it's worth, right? In its current condition. Mm-hmm. All right, good. So let's say I'm new at flipping. I decided which market I want to be in. I found a list of properties in my market. I skip traced. Is calling the people the only way I can get in touch with the sellers, or how else can I get in touch with them?
So you can mail them. Mm-hmm. You can ringless voicemail them. You can voicemail them, and then you can cold call them, or you can just regular call if you want.
Exactly.
If all those seem too difficult for you.
Okay, so then people call in, or that's how you get in touch with them and you have conversations. Okay, so you're talking to people who are in distress, people who are going through a hard time. How do you think that conversation should go? How should you behave? What should you say? Or, what is important to know when you talk to people?
I think that you should be empathetic to them. I don't know what that means. I just figured it out. I don't know.
Empathetic?
Yes, I don't know what it means.
You don't know what it means to have empathy? It means to understand, to understand what they're going through and be like, I'm so sorry you're going through this.
Okay.
Yeah, not to be like, all right, so what's the price, right? You just want to have that connection with them.
Mm-hmm. I remember one of our bloopers, it went like, so first you gotta give them some humor, and then you were like, oh, hello there. I'm so happy that you're a distressed owner.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, that's gonna lead you to a bad set.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to lead with empathy. Right? Mm-hmm. Understand their situation.
Yes.
And then what? What do you say on the phone?
I would like to say, hi, I would like to know your situation. Can we maybe gain some trust so then we can figure out how to maybe buy the house and fix it up for you? Okay.
Very good. So let's say that they bought the house, or we bought the house, right? They sold the house to us. What happens next?
So what would happen next is that we would hire contractors so then they can fix the electricity, the HVAC, water damage. They will also be painting and much more other stuff to fix the house.
Okay. How do you think it's okay to fix a house and like take a whole year to fix one house, or what do you think about this?
I think that is a big situation problem because number one, you might actually grow affection with the house.
So what?
So what affection, whenever house affection is, it's like where this normally happens on 6 months and over while you're flipping your house. You will start to have addiction with it, meaning like that you'll start to like it, then you'll start to keep it. You might want to add some finishing details, and then eventually you just won't sell it.
Yeah. So what's the point of flipping?
The point of flipping is where you flip houses to make money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that would be something that is not going to be for flipping. Also, you would lose more money.
Lose more money when?
Whenever you want to keep it, there's also something called taxes. And if you spend, let's say, 100K of your family and then you decide to keep the house, that would waste a fortune of your friends and family's money.
So you're talking about holding costs?
Yes.
The longer you hold a property, you have holding costs.
And you also have taxes if you decide to make it your house.
Okay. Now, it's something interesting you mentioned. You mentioned you would waste your friends and family's money. Why would there be friends and family's money into flipping a house? Can you walk us through this process?
Yes, I can. It's in the book on the last chapter. So what about it is that sometimes you do not have to use your own money. You can borrow your friends and family's money, let's say, but don't go like, hey, I need some money. Can you please give me some? You have to negotiate with them. So then you would give them, let's say, 6% more. Like, hi, can I take 100K? But then whenever I get enough back, I will give you 106K. Then they would be eager to this offer because they get 6% more.
Exactly. So they can make money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And figure out which money that they're using. If they're using their emergency savings, maybe you shouldn't use it. Because just imagine if there's a flood or if there's suddenly a fire came out and you don't want to use it because then that's going to cost a lot of money. So maybe use some of their other savings.
So if they have money sitting in a bank account, is that the best place for money to be in, sitting in a bank account?
No. Actually, it would be best if you gave it to somebody, for example, like a flipper, so then they can actually start working and then they will give you more back.
Exactly. So you want to make your money work for you, not just sit in your bank account.
Yes. Which, to put it in simple terms, everybody, that also means invest. Investing is where you work with somebody and you pay them, let's say 100K. Then they will give you 6 or maybe like a little more percent back.
Yeah, that's called interest.
Yes. It's also investing too, but in a more advanced word, it's called interest.
So there's a couple of really interesting stories in this book, a lot of lessons learned that maybe just regular textbooks or some YouTube videos wouldn't be able to teach you unless, so even Bill Allen, right? He has flipped houses before and he made a mistake that he found out only by actually doing it. No one prepared him for that. Can you talk about this? Like what is something that he learned about flipping?
Is it the one that he lost $70,000 on?
Yes. What happened when he lost that money?
I can tell you. So, number one, he found one of those, I don't know if it's, what was it called? That show or TV.
Oh, so later this house was shown on HGTV.
Yes, HGTV. So he was renovating that house, and then he saw some train tracks, and he was like, oh, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. But then whenever he finished, when he sold it, everybody who saw the train tracks were like, nope, I'm not living there. Goodbye. So the holding costs and the closing costs were and they lowered and lowered and lowered the price until eventually it did get sold. But he lost a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Pretty much 7,000.
So what's the lesson learned? Don't buy houses near train tracks, or what's the lesson learned here?
So be prepared if something comes towards you, meaning like the smallest things that don't seem like a big deal to you, may be a very big deal for others,
Mhm.
causing you to have the holding costs.
Yeah. So even if you do buy a house that's near the train tracks, don't expect it to sell for as much as a house that doesn't have train tracks near,
Yes.
right? So even if you do get it sold, just have the right expectations when it comes to that. Okay, good. I'm gonna randomly open this book on any page and ask you a question around that. Are you ready? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. All right. We are talking about marketing strategies, chapter 9. So, how do we reach out to these sellers? You already kind of answered that, but let's do it again.
Is that you can send them by mail, ringless voicemail. You can even send them by calling, texting.
What if some people are too shy to call and text?
Well, then they can hire a VA.
What's a VA?
A VA is a virtual assistant for short. For short is VA. But a virtual assistant is it's kind of like your assistant, and you're the boss of it.
And they can do the cold calling for you or set appointments for you?
Yes.
Okay.
But if the person calling is too shy, then they can also do a ringless voicemail.
What's a ringless voicemail?
A ringless voicemail, do you know how whenever you get a voicemail, it like doesn't ring? I mean, it rings, like it makes a calling noise.
Yeah.
Yes. A ringless voicemail does not make that noise. Instead, it stays completely silent but it does give a notification.
And you can send it to one person or multiple people at a time?
You can send it to multiple people all the time.
Yeah.
Unlike the actual voicemail.
Good job. All right. Ready for next question?
Yes.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. So there's a question. Where should you start? What's the best way to get deals? The answer depends on you. Do you have more time or more money? What does that mean?
I have more time, and what that means is you can only choose one, but the more time you have, maybe it's the better option. But also, if you have more money, then you will have less time. But for me, in real life, I do have more time.
So if you have more time, maybe you can...
I can work more on the house.
Okay.
Yes.
What about this one? Warning number 1, don't assume it will work overnight. So let's say I'm sending 50 postcards via mail. And do I think, oh, I just sent 50 postcards in the mail. The phone is going to ring off the hook. I'll finally get a deal. Is that like tomorrow I'm going to close on a house? Is that how it works?
No. It sometimes takes a week or two just to get it.
A week or two? I think it takes more sometimes, right?
Yes.
So he actually said here that it took him a couple of months when he tried.
Yes, but sometimes it does. But I believe that at the lowest cost would probably be 1 or 2 weeks. At the lowest time, quickest time, I believe. So don't expect it to do overnight. Everybody, this is for you guys. So don't expect it to do overnight because sometimes you will actually lose the motivation to if you expect it to do that. So make sure that if it doesn't happen in maybe like 5 or 6 months, then probably that's going to not be a closing deal for you.
So it says it took him 4.5 months just to get one deal with direct mail, right? But what he says is like you have to be consistent, focus on one. Yes, you can do ringless voicemail, you can cold call, you can text, you can send mailers, but focus on 1 or 2 things and give it time to see results, right?
It's kind of like a test. Like, whenever you're finished, you want to see your grades immediately, but then you also have to wait, and sometimes it can take a few weeks to just do that. Like TCAP, for example. It's probably going to take a few weeks or even maybe a month just to get it. Everybody in the whole entire class.
Okay, so give it time.
Yes.
Ready for the next question?
Yes.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Build your buyers list. So once you buy the house, you also have to find buyers. So how do I build my buyers list? How do I find buyers?
So how you can find buyers is that you can do RIA meetings, hashtag Real Estate Investors Association. You can also do maybe some calling with them. And you can also try to text them, voicemails.
Let's talk about these RIA meetings. Why are they important? Who goes to those meetings anyways?
All kinds of investors from all around the world. And 7-figure flipping does that. You should try out.
Where is 7-figure flipping located?
Well,
Where do they have a RIA meeting?
They have it in Nashville, Tennessee, but sometimes they do change it.
Okay, got it. So you go to RIA meetings, you find people online who want to buy in the area, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about contractors? So you mentioned contractors. How do we find them?
Well, first, try to get invited. Well, first you gotta maybe go to, if you want, you can go to a construction site, but don't just go in there and say, hey, can you work for me? Wait to get invited.
Okay. What else can you find contractors?
You can go to Lowe's, you can go to Home Depot, any kind of business area, and then you can talk to their manager and kind of ask which one's the best working one. I would like to maybe build something with them. I would like to maybe build a house with them. And then they would get you to it. Or you can come at 6 a.m. and see if they're working and maybe just hang out and chit chat with them, talking about the house.
So you see who is going early to buy materials because they're working on a construction, right?
Yes.
Or when you talk to the managers, what is the list of people? Maybe they know who's a repeat buyer here, who buys a lot of things here because that's their job, right? Okay, very good. Ready for one more?
Yes.
Okay, give me one number, any number. We'll see what page number.
From
1 to 230.
Let's do 115.
115, 115. Oh, I just opened to 118. Very close. 115. Repeat after me. If I buy the house at a discount, it will make money.
If I buy a house at a discount, it will make money.
Okay, so let's talk about this. For me to buy a house at a discount, he does talk about maximum allowable offer. What is the maximum you can give to a seller, right? So how do you analyze a deal to understand how much you can give them? What are things you're looking at the house to know how much money you can offer for the property?
Well, number one is by how damaged the property is. So, for example, if it has all water damage, fire damage, taxes not done, boarded up windows, electricity damage, then you might want to maybe just give them it for $100K, maybe 180, because that's going to take a lot to fix. But then whenever you're done with it, then you're going to sell it somewhere for the full price.
Yeah, but you also look at the age of the house.
Yes, the age of the house, how much damage it has
the
been.
Condition, yeah.
And the condition.
The square footage also.
Yes, and the square footage also. How many bedrooms and how many bathrooms.
Right. So you want to understand how much would I sell it for if this was in perfect shape. And then you want to take out all the costs you have and how much it would cost you to fix it up. And then you understand, and then take out the profit. And then you understand how much I can actually offer for the property, right? So you have to buy it at a discount. Okay, very good. Next number.
320.
320?
Oh, wait,
we don't have 320. I said 230 was.
Oh, my bad.
Next time, Bill, I will write a bigger book so that it has 320 pages. Yeva wants to read 320 pages.
I never said that.
Okay, next.
Said that.
Next number.
My bad. Let's do 205.
205. Perfect. Just here. Okay. Dispositions. So the ultimate goal as a house flipper is to exit your deals as quickly as possible. So what is dispositions? That is when you sell the property to buyers, right? Can you explain in simple words what disposition means?
So disposition, I believe, means where you try to find sellers to buy it.
Not sellers, buyers.
And buyers to buy it. And then you're trying other strategies if they don't want to buy it. And also you're going to...
What are the strategies if they don't want to buy it?
Find more buyers.
You don't want to buy my house? I'm going to use different strategies on you. What does that look like?
More buyers.
Buy buyers, find buyers. Okay.
Yeah, find buyers.
Find buyers. Don't force anyone to buy a property.
Oh, hello, you better buy my property or else I'm giving you a business of our review.
That's right. Okay, what was your favorite thing about this book?
My favorite thing about this book is how Bill and Tyler learn from their mistakes and how they fixed it up in the future.
So not the fact that your mom is mentioned in this book? That wasn't your favorite part? No? Okay.
No, it was still a part of my favorite. It was my favorite part.
Okay.
But if it was a part of the learning part, then I would say those two. But from the any kind of part, then I would say those two and the Val part.
Of course. Of course. All right. What message do you have for people who, for kids your age, first of all, do you think it's appropriate to read these books or is it too complicated?
All 8-year-olds out there, I think that you should read this book. It's really appropriate for your age. Nothing that you've imagined before. And let your creativity grow to become a better person.
Very good. Thank you very much. Would you like to have Mr. Bill Allen have a conversation with him about the book?
Yes, I would love that.
Would you like to invite him officially?
So this is for Mr. Bill Allen. So Mr. Bill Allen, please come to our house today or tomorrow so then we can have a conversation about your book. I really loved it and I enjoyed it. I really think that you should be making more books. Thank you.
All right, let me know in the comments, what did you think about this? Was it easy having an 8-year-old explain the flipping process? And I wish I knew the information that she knows at 8. I wish I was given the opportunity to read books like that when I was a kid. Not even 8. I wish I had this opportunity when I was 12. I think I would have been a lot further in life and more successful by now. So I hope you understand what an honor you have to be able to read these books, to discuss these books, to talk to the authors, to talk to investors, to understand how business works, so you're setting yourself up for success.
Yes.
Are you grateful for that?
Yes, I am. Also, for our closing sentence for today, we would like to sponsor my dad for editing this amazing program and helping my mom's channel grow.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments what other books you would like her to read, and we're going to make another episode of this. And if you have kids this age, try it out. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world for an 8-year-old to understand these types of books, but I think it's the best approach to setting them up for life.
And please make sure to like and subscribe if you want. And also put down in the comments of what was your favorite part of this video. I would really like to know. And for anybody who has ever made their own book, I would love to read it.
Anything that would want kids nowadays to read so they would have a brighter future.
And I hope that you would like to see me do the feedback too. Subscribe for another episode, please, so then we can make these videos.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.